what is a diva even? Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Girl, a diva is a female version of a hustler.
Oh.
Of a hustler.
What?
Of a hustler.
Listen, I get it. Some people who are giving diva a negative connotation aren't there yet. If you are a real diva, you have earned that shit. You have a right to be a diva, and I think it's a compliment.
Being a diva is actually an honor because I feel like divas are divas because they can back it up with talent.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
See, I think of like bratty, bossy.
I don't know, I still wouldn't want to
It
be
has
called a diva.
a negative connotation.
Yeah.
They all have a perfume fragrance. Is that what makes you a diva? I knew that was gonna be the first one you said. Because she's the ultimate diva. She also has the best Christmas music ever.
When I hear the word diva, I think of Mariah Carey 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's the epitome of diva.
It's probably like the original diva.
Like prototype diva.
I judge Mariah Carey's diva levels on how high she can sing, and that girl can sing and break a wine glass, so she is quite the diva.
I think that voice is what allows her to act the way she does.
She still has kind of a reputation of being a diva to this day. There's always stories around town about how hard she is to work with, but she's incredible, so like, you kind of just forgive her, right?
She is allowed to be a diva.
Yeah.
When you have been in the industry that long, when you were that talented, you just epitomize a diva, so it's fine.
I agree.
Listen, when I hear that Mariah Carey goes to red carpets and walks around with her own lighting team and refuses fluorescence, part of me is like, okay, and then the other part of me is like, girlfriend has earned it.
I've heard that her backstage requests are absurd.
Yeah, I legitimately heard a story about her going to a concert playing somewhere and she requested a basket full of puppies for her backstage. I can't say this is true or false, but I heard that. I literally heard that.
From what I've heard, she went on one of the shows, like I think it was like a Good Morning America, and they asked her, since it's a family show, to not show cleavage. She showed up to the show and she's like, this is what I'm gonna wear, and she showed cleavage, and I think that's a very diva move.
Yes.
Or
And
thing to
a
do.
good, powerful one. I'm very into that.
But they had to film her the whole time, neck up, because they could not.
No, they didn't have to.
They did.
That's just their body shame issues that they had to do that.
I went to her Vegas show. It is over the top. She's carried in on a bed. She's carried in on a motorcycle. She comes in on a yacht. Like,
So she
it's
doesn't walk
insane.
at all.
No. And then when she is standing, she's in 6-inch Louis Vuittons and she's just flaunting her stuff. But then I was thinking, oh, I mean, she has talent to back it up. That voice is insane.
That's true.
She is the smartest diva there is, I think. I think she's like our generation's like diva.
100%. She was the first person I ever heard of that airbrushed abs on, and only a diva gets away
Really?
with that.
Her entourage in general, I feel is like what, 100 deep?
It is, and wasn't
Yeah.
her last album like the incarnation of a special butterfly or something?
Yeah,
Like, what does
something
that
like
even
that.
mean?
No one knows, but she's a diva.
And what does she call her fans? Like little lambs or something? Wait, no, you
That was
say
me.
that.
Was this diva? Literally red, can
Wait,
you
I
see?
think Mariah might call hers little lambs though too.
Really? I am her.
Christina Aguilera. That girl's a diva with a capital D-I-V-A.
in a bottle.
Gina.
Gina? Damn, Gina! Damn, Gina!
Christina, I feel like, has always really embodied the diva because she's just so sassy.
Also, I heard she's a pain to work with on The Voice.
I do have to say though, she is very polite. When I was working the red carpet circuit, I was the very last person when I was starting out, and she made sure that she would go all the way to the end and talk to everyone. And I was like, that is very nice.
I mean, she has some of my favorite songs of all time.
Yeah, and that voice though.
I didn't ever think she was a diva.
No, yeah, I don't think she had diva antics, but she has the diva voice.
A great diva in the sense of like her confidence.
I don't get bitchy vibes from her other than maybe in competition.
It's she puts out the bitchy vibes, but I think she just like knows how phenomenal she is and doesn't pay attention to anyone else.
I think Christina Aguilera became a diva when she did Lady Marmalade.
She was very rebellious, especially back in the day. Remember she did
yeah.
Dirty?
Yeah.
She was the one who kind of started that rebellious pop star phase.
See, I like it when a diva actually has talent to back up her divaness.
I think that's a prerequisite. I don't think you can be a diva if you suck. Like you got to be able to bring. Like who sucks as a
I
diva?
will not fall into that trap.
Tell
but
me.
No, I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah. Great sound bites.
I'm not that innocent.
Is Britney a diva?
I don't know. I don't get that like diva vibe with Britney.
I don't think Britney Spears has ever been considered a diva in the negative sense of the word.
Britney Spears is alpha diva. Is that a thing? AD, alpha diva? It is now.
I just wouldn't think of her as a diva because to me a diva is like someone who's larger than life. The personality, the voice, the stage presence. And I love Britney, but she's not that type of pop star.
It's not the same category, but I'd give it.
It's a
I
different
think so.
category. I don't think she's like a diva,
But she's like a pop star, not a diva.
Yes, correct.
Right? She has that southern feel, and I feel like she goes into any situation with love and respect, because she's got that southern hospitality.
She's always been like the really small town girl that never needed anything big and people just took advantage of.
Bless her heart.
It sounds weird, but her demeanor when she's talking on interviews and everything, she seems pretty collected and kind.
Any interview you've ever watched with her, she's just like this little Southern belle.
The closest she got to dissing somebody is recently when she watched Ariana doing an impression of her, and she was like, I've heard better.
I just know every 13-year-old girl back in the early 2000s was all about Britney, and she just encapsulated just that insane confidence, can get any guy and everything like that, and doesn't even have to be bitchy about it.
I think the reason Britney doesn't feel like the same is because diva kind of has a sense of infallibility, and we've seen Britney fall and rise again.
Right.
You know?
Right. I totally agree.
Definitely.
Oh,
I reckon
that's a
definitely a diva. Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely.
She's a diva.
Oh yeah.
Madonna invented the word diva, right?
Madonna has a big diva reputation. So much so that I actually never want to meet her because I feel like she will turn me into stone.
There's like a fear in her diva. Like I feel like with Mariah and like Christina and like Celine, like those divas, like if something, like if the coffee's not the right temperature, you're like, oh, sorry about that. But if the coffee is not the right temperature for Madonna, I don't think you'd live to tell about it.
I think she could decapitate a person.
Yeah, I think it would
For
be
sure.
over.
She's another OG diva, like Mariah Carey, you know? Like she's been in the industry for so long and has just like killed it at so many things that she's another person where it's like okay for her to be even like the negative kind of diva.
Right.
You know?
When I see Madonna, I think definitely like a leader, somebody that calls the shots, but I don't really see her as a diva.
Wait, why though?
I feel like she has this personality where it's just, she's humble.
She certainly doesn't seem humble to me. She seems insufferable. When you see like behind the scenes stuff and they're like fake British accent that she suddenly had, even though she's from Detroit. I mean, that's pretty awful. Maybe it honestly has to do with like her voice or something.
But I think her biggest diva moment was kissing, and Britney Spears
And Christina Aguilera.
And Christina Aguilera at the VMAs. I feel like that was like, yes, 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 I'm here too, little girls.
Yeah.
Like, put your tongue in my mouth. This is my stage.
Yeah.
I've never been the biggest Madonna fan, but I feel like that's because it wasn't our generation.
Yeah, we missed the highlight of what made people fall in love with her. I can appreciate her.
It would be like listening to Britney Spears now for the first time. You'd be like, I don't quite understand. But
growing up with her,
Yes.
we're obsessed with
Yes.
her. I can't appreciate that she maintains that body. She keeps putting out music
Keeps
and
it
she
toy.
keeps going for it.
That's true.
She's the queen of divas.
Yeah.
I would venture to say at this point in time.
Everything means nothing if I ain't got you.
Oh, no way. Alicia Keys is such a cool girl. We'd hang out and shop together.
I wouldn't say she's a diva.
Hell no. Alicia Keys is not a diva.
No.
I feel like God crafted her out of a bubble and like placed her on the earth.
And she seems like the loveliest human being ever.
Alicia Keys is so humble and like down to earth and chill. She's
Doesn't
not
wear
a diva.
makeup. Like she's so normal.
I don't think Alicia Keys is a diva. Maybe the way she plays the piano, but no, I think it's absolutely beautiful. She seems quite like classically trained.
Alicia Keys is under a whole other category of diva.
She's like entering the goddess track.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like people try to strive to be at the diva that she's at. It's
Her whole like no makeup thing now.
the whole no makeup,
Yeah.
always wanting to give back. Like she's the kind of diva you want to be. You don't have to make a big loud noise to feel her presence.
The best part about her is she doesn't need the like fog machine. She doesn't need the like hieroglyphics, not hieroglyphics, hieroglyphics.
Hydroponics?
Like, thank you. She's just so talented. I could listen to her like literally all day just by a piano.
Almost part of me thinks she's too nice to be a diva.
Yeah,
But I don't know her personally. Maybe she's a raging crazy person.
maybe.
I love Alicia Keys and I think she's so phenomenal. I actually got lost in a YouTube wormhole the other day watching all of her videos.
Yeah.
And I was so interested because now she doesn't wear makeup anymore because she wants to be a good
Role
influence
model.
to all the chilling out there.
I do really like her. I think she has a really good heart and I think she's talented.
Yeah.
For Alicia Keys, I would say no to being a diva.
Yeah, no diva antics,
But diva, like persona and voice and talent and ability.
Like being a boss ass bitch.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But when you said like she's a diva you want to be, is like she kind of encourages you to want to be yourself more.
Exactly. Which we need more out here in Hollywood.
But I want to make clear, diva is not a bad thing. She's just not. She's just. That's not how I would describe her.
We are very confusing here, right? We think it's good in some cases and we think it's bad in others. It's really hard.
It just depends on the person.
Now, la.
Hello. She did coin the phrase diva is a female version of a hustler. And if anyone is the female version of a hustler, it is Beyonce.
Beyonce!
Yeah, I mean-
Okay. Oh yeah, she is a huge diva, but in the best way possible.
Is there anything to even say about Beyonce? She is the queen. She's
like
the queen diva.
An actual queen, not a human.
She's in her own world altogether. There should be a word made up for her. I guess it is Beyonce.
Beyonce is the word, yeah.
Beyonce's a diva, but not in her attitude. Like, I think that everyone has just given Beyonce the diva status just because her music is so good. Like, everyone's just like, Beyonce, Queen B. Queen B. Queen B.
I said Alicia Keys was in a whole other different category, but
She is.
Beyonce is her own planet of
She
diva.
really is, and it's
own
weird because like
universe.
I wouldn't have seen that coming. If you asked me as a child, you're
From the
like
beginning?
Beyonce is gonna be this thing. I could have like Lemonade is something you could never have imagined her creating, but having done it now is just so like
She could actually start her own religion.
Easily.
So that definitely elevates her to diva status.
She's just not a person, so I don't even think I could call her a diva. She's a queen for a reason.
she's got that voice and that presence and all that stuff of like Mariah and of like Whitney Houston and whatever, but then she has the artistic sensibilities and drive of Madonna, and she also has that sort of like encourage you to be more yourself thing that Alicia Keys has.
She has it all.
If you ask for things and people just give you things just because you're Beyonce, does that really make you a diva? Like, no.
People allow her to be a diva.
Yeah.
They want her to be a diva.
Oh yeah, they would be disappointed if she didn't.
If she wasn't a diva.
Also the way she holds herself too, like she's just like she's walking into every room going, you know, it's Beyonce, bitch. I'm here.
Yeah.
Beyonce started Destiny's Child. Already we knew she was a diva because she was the standout, right?
I know. I hate saying that.
I
May those
don't.
other girls rest in peace.
I mean, I love you all, but you're not Beyonce. So then she moved into like having her own album, and then she just kept soaring, you know?
Yeah.
I see her up there.
When you speak about her, you look to the heavens.
You do. It's just like after each Grammy she got, each VMA she got, each award just escalated her diva status.
Yeah, and then when she married Jay-Z back in the day, they became a power couple. Then she became like the ultimate diva power couple player. She's,
It's everything. I mean, I would consider Jay-Z as an accessory, but you know.
Oh,
it's fine.
Excuse me.
I mean, I just love her.
That's all you have to say?
She's perfect.
Katy Perry, no, not to me a diva. Katy Perry to me is like your California surfer girl. It's maybe because she has that song California Girls, maybe. But yeah, she seems more laid back and like that girl you'd want to go get an ice cream with.
Katy Perry is like pop star, bubblegum, like fun.
I don't think she's a diva.
No, I don't think she's a diva.
But I love her nonetheless.
Yeah.
She doesn't really have diva like antics. She seems like very kind of down to earth, takes all her kind of crew with her everywhere she goes and stuff. But again, with the kind of like larger than life costumes, persona, hair, wigs, eye makeup, diva.
I think Katy Perry is one of those people who tries to be a diva, but I don't think she actually gets there.
Katy Perry's a tricky one. I would put her somewhere in between like the positive kind of diva and the edgier type of diva. She's just a fairy godmother to me. I wouldn't call her a diva. I have different labels for each one of my queens, and she's my fairy godmother.
I have mixed feelings on how Katy would be as an actual person. Like if I met her in public, do you think she'd be nice to me?
I don't know. I've heard from people meeting her that she has been a really nice and gracious person.
All right.
So I'd like to
Think
keep
she
thinking
is.
that.
Especially starting out with Katy Perry, she was wearing candy and ice cream cones. Like to me in my mind, that's not a diva attitude, you know?
Diva's the wrong word
Pop
for Katy.
icon. She's a pop icon. She's not a diva yet. She's a teeny diva, like a div.
She is talented, I'll give her that. And those boobs are my favorite boobs in singing history. That Roar video gets me hard.
You heard it? Oh my God.
Oh, R.I.P. Whitney Houston.
Oh, Whitney.
Hell yes. Whitney Houston is the ultimate diva in the best way possible.
Whitney, I think, was like old school diva, like token, like late '90s diva.
Because we
Get my coat.
Exactly.
But that's what I picture her.
She's like in a league of her own.
Yeah, same level as Mariah Carey. The notes are all of the diva right there. I think everyone looks up to Whitney as like the iconic female musician, like with her range and everything. It's amazing.
Okay, I'm sorry. Take it back to the 80s when I wasn't even alive. When she did, I think it was the 90s actually, when she did the national anthem at the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. If you haven't seen that clip, you need to Google it right now because holy crap.
I feel like the other thing about divas is definitely the ballad factor of like being able to just knock out like a huge love ballad, and Whitney Houston had that like sewn up.
Yep.
I still like put I Will Always Love You on blast in my car and just drive over Laurel Canyon and roll down my windows and sing my heart out.
Oh, I hope that's when you're alone.
Yeah, oh yeah, I wouldn't do that with somebody else. I would just tell you about it so you can picture it.
Perfect. Oh, I can.
Yeah.
If you have the talent to back up your diva personality,
It's kind of okay.
it's kind of alright.
But if you don't, that's when it's like, oh, piss off.
Also, when she was doing that interview back in the day and they were asking her about crack cocaine, and she goes, crack is whack. I was like, that is a diva attitude coming out right there.
That was a different issue.
Was that too dark? That was the moment that I knew.
A lot of those follow-up divas were just trying to do what Whitney Houston could do.
Right.
Like the Bodyguard.
No.
Sorry, Britney. Crossroads, it's no Bodyguard.
Right.
Maybe next time I'll think before he
Oh, Carrie Underwood is a country diva.
You think
for
so?
sure. Yeah.
Carrie Underwood is and has been for a long time a reigning country diva.
Here's my problem with Carrie Underwood. She always looks like a Disney princess. And I just
That's
think,
your problem?
Yes, because she looks too perfect all the time. And her voice is insane, but for some reason she doesn't hit that high note with me.
Yeah, she's great. I just not the #1 diva in my book.
Yeah, I don't think we're just not her target audience.
I think she's kind of emerged as the sweetheart of country music. There is no one who can sing like her, who can perform like her. And we've seen her since her wee days of like being a little shy girl on that stage at American Idol to becoming this national icon.
Yeah.
We've watched her earn the steps of divahood.
Well, Carrie Underwood's kind of different. So she started from American Idol and was like a hometown, like lived on a ranch, I remember. And like when they interviewed her, she was wearing like a plaid button up, like literally exactly what you would expect from somebody named Carrie Underwood. And then she turned into this like country princess. She's got these like long flowing gowns. She's got the hot husband. Like she has it all. So in a way, she's kind of like country's diva.
I would go more Shania Twain.
Ooh.
If I was gonna pick a country diva, it would be Shania
Good one.
Twain.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Totally. They're great, but Dolly Parton is the ultimate country diva. She's like a walking sequin. She basically showers in glitter.
Yeah, Dolly Parton is like the Madonna of country. I mean, just with the chest size alone, she's already crossed the threshold into diva-ishness.
She took that key into the side of her pretty little souped-up four-wheel drive. Cause the next time that he cheats, no, you know it won't be on me.
Oh my gosh, that was so magical!
Sorry, everybody.
First person I think of when I think of the word diva, Aretha Franklin.
Dang, I didn't think we could go that far back
Yeah.
into the diva mode.
Well, you
but
gotta pay R-E-S-P-E-C-T, you know what I mean?
right.
Find out
you
what
need
it
to give
means
her respect.
to her.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
I was gonna say the classic diva. I mean, she's a queen.
When I think like old school, proper diva, Aretha Franklin.
I'm about to give you all my money.
You don't make a song called Respect and not be a diva. I mean, come on.
Hell yeah!
Oh, yeah.
Aretha Franklin like demanded R-E-S-P-E-C-T, that there's nothing more diva-ish than that.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
Then a song that like basically becomes like a diva anthem.
Yeah, she's like, respect me!
Even if they do like diva concerts, I feel like they all sing that. That's
Yeah.
like the epitome of the diva.
She's an icon.
That's the diva anthem.
And all I'm asking from you, honey.
Aretha is a diva on a whole new level. She's like your church gospel diva in a way. Like I honestly think a lot of gospel singers in churches look at Aretha Franklin and they're just like, yes, girl, yes.
It's for a little respect.
When you get home.
If you just see her come out on stage with like her like grand dresses and like Aretha doesn't fly, she only drives places, fun fact.
I didn't look at you with your Aretha knowledge.
Girl, let me tell you, that is a diva attitude if I've ever seen one.
She is someone who will walk out on stage, look like she gives no F's,
None.
nail it, slap 5 people on her way off the stage, and they'll write her a thank you card.
Thank you card. Literally.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T! Find out what it means to me.
Do you remember? I think it was like her last, like, I don't know what performance it was.
Maybe the White House.
White House? When she had that fur coat on, and then she like dropped the fur coat, and everyone was like, oh, like the universe literally like gasped for air.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T! Take care of DCP. Ow! We were in different keys, but it's fine.
She's a diva.
And you know, fun fact about Aretha Franklin?
What?
You want to hear it?
Yes.
Her middle name,
What?
Benjamin, making her Aretha Benjamin Franklin.
Stop.
I won't.
All about the Benjamins, baby.
The deviest diva that ever diva'd.
That was one of the first ones that popped to mind as far as like throwback divas because like again just like being able to knock out massive ballads.
There's a diva for everyone, and moms need a diva. Moms really need a diva in their life.
We got Beyonce, they have Celine Dion.
No, not diva. Celine Dion just makes me weep all the time.
I don't know if I'd put her in a diva category.
I don't think so.
She has the presence, the stage presence, but she doesn't have that personality that says, I own this place.
No.
I've actually seen Celine Dion in concert and it was great.
Yeah.
She is like a performer.
I feel like she's very meticulous. Like
Yeah.
she kind of crafts all of her performances and her tours and everything. And that's kind of like being a little bit of a diva, but only because she cares so much about what it's gonna look like.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, she's a boss.
Yeah.
So she's like, this is how it's gonna be.
She a boss.
She is such a diva that her backyard at one point was literally like this like water park. She had like water slides and like she lived at like Disney. She's like, I want pool. And they're like, get her a pool.
Yes. She also has not really aged.
No.
She is still the best singer in the world.
In the world.
I mean, come on, Titanic
Yeah.
alone. Jeez, that song.
My Heart Will Go On.
That was one of my first CDs that I bought, like physical
That's
CDs.
like one of the first I saw that in the movie theater and felt like I wasn't supposed to be singing in the movie theater.
But you saw it
Yep.
anyways. My mom just covered my
Same.
eyes in it.
Same.
But I remember getting that CD and they were all like, why does he want this CD? I was like, let me live.
Those are some of our favorite divas, but we want to know about your favorite divas.
Hit the comment section, let us know what you think. And guys, don't forget to subscribe so you get more episodes with me and this guy and a lot of other cool people every freaking week.
Click over here to your left for Snapchat hacks on Listed, and then click over here to the right for butt stuff on this crazy episode of That Got Weird.